Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here, once again with my review slash recap for the Flash Supergirl crossover, otherwise known as Supergirl episode 18. So before we get into that, I just want to thank everyone for 10,000 subscribers. We hit it yesterday. I was going to mention it in yesterday's video, but we hadn't actually reached 10,000 subscribers yet, so I thought I'd save it for this monumental moment of the Flash Supergirl crossover. But just before we get into that, this episode takes place after tomorrow's episode of The Flash. Yeah, I know it's weird, but I just thought I would let all of you know, just in case you're wondering, hold on, they didn't explain Barry traveling to Supergirl's Earth in The Flash. So the episode starts off with Siobhan being tested by the DEO while Cara still tries to win back the trust of the public after her incident with the red kryptonite a few episodes back. Now, Siobhan leaves the DEO, but sees Livewire being talked to by Lucy Lane, and this, if you don't know, this is actually Lois Lane's sister. So she hears Livewire express her hate for Cat Grant and Supergirl, and this intrigues Siobhan a bit. Now, Siobhan had actually started experiencing these high-pitched screams, and she was the only one experiencing them. So she ends up going to Cadco, and using her high-pitched scream, she actually pushes Cara out of the window. And boom, this is when the Flash appears out of a breach and catches Cara. So Barry and Cara introduce one another, and Barry, finds out that Cara is Supergirl, and he learns fast that he actually isn't on Earth 1. Barry learns that Star Labs, as well as its crew such as Cisco, Caitlin, Dr. Wells and stuff, aren't on Supergirl's Earth. So this basically proves that every Earth doesn't have doppelgangers for each singular person. So really there's no one that can help Barry get back to Earth 1 straight away. There is like a little Easter egg, there is a mention of an evil Earth, which is possibly the crime syndicate Earth, but does this mean that Barry has travelled there? Interesting. So Cat Grant learns about the Flash and wants all the inside scoops on him, so basically Jimmy Olsen sent to get photos of him and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Siobhan goes to her auntie, who tells her that the Banshee is the one that's calling to her. And to get rid of this Banshee, she has to kill the person who is the object of her hate, and in this case, it's Cara. So Siobhan goes to the DEO and frees Livewire so they can team up and take down Supergirl as well as Cara, I guess. So Cara goes to Barry to get his help in taking out Livewire, and in return, Cara and Jimmy and Win and stuff like that will help Barry get back to Earth 1. Now this is when Cara and Barry go to the DEO to plan their assault on Livewire. So Livewire meets with Siobhan and they lay out their plans, but you know, in a bit more evil way. Supergirl and Flash locate Livewire, but at this time, Siobhan has actually become the Silver Banshee, and she looks pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. So Supergirl and Flash retreat to rethink their way to take the two villains out, because they just thought it was Livewire at this point. Now, Cat Grant is actually abducted or taken away by Silver Banshee and Livewire, but in this whole fiasco, Win actually tried to stop Siobhan with words, which sometimes words can be better than, fighting, but in this case, it doesn't work and Win ends up on his ass. So, yeah, maybe fighting is sometimes the better option. Now, Barry develops these earbuds to block Silver Banshee's screech, which he mentions Pied Piper, so they're similar to the technology that was used with the whole Pied Piper thing. So using these earbuds, Flash and Supergirl come to stop Silver Banshee and Livewire. Now during this fight, Supergirl actually takes an electric shock, like a really powerful one, in order to protect a helicopter, which in return earns the trust of the public back. Like she was willing to risk her life to save just 2 lives. I think there would have only been like 2 people in that helicopter. But then really the most random part of the episode, which it worked out okay I guess, but the Fire Brigade are actually the ones that stop Silver Banshee and Livewire. Like they shoot Livewire and electricity goes everywhere, which ends up shocking Silver Banshee. So the superheroes didn't actually defeat the supervillains, it was like the people. We learn that Barry has actually helped the National City prison contain metahumans, similar to what happens in Iron Heights on The Flash. And also, Cat Grant apparently knew that Barry was the Flash the whole time, just by coincidence. Like, oh, he showed up when the Flash showed up and he was trying to give me names and stuff like that. So Supergirl and the Flash have a mini race in order for Barry to travel fast enough to get back to Earth 1. Which this race is obviously like an homage to previous encounters with Superman. So the episode ends with Cara kissing Jimmy Olsen, but then him, along with what looks like to be the whole of National City, begin to get like mind controlled by Kara's uncle, and I was like, what the fuck? So this is obviously leading into the end of Supergirl's season, because they only have, I think, 3 or 4 episodes left, I'm not too sure, something around that, so they're heading towards the end of the season. This will probably be like a big moment in Supergirl's first season. So overall, I thought this episode was pretty well done because they did have to cram a lot into one episode. That do Siobhan's really like origin. Like she did get her first scream at the end of last episode, but they had to develop her more, like her going to see her auntie, her developing into the Silver Banshee. They had to free Livewire from prison. They had to introduce Barry, then form that relationship, get that chemistry going, and then they had to take out the two villains, then send Barry back to Earth. So I think they did a pretty good job in regards to smashing that all into one episode. There were some down points, I guess you could say. Like, it did feel a bit cheesy, where there were some lines where it's just like, oh, that's a bit, you know, really childish. Like, did it have to be in there? But it didn't ruin the episode at all. Like, when you do think about it, it wasn't too much Flash in this episode. There was enough Flash where you're like, okay, that's cool enough. But this episode would have cost a decent amount of money to make, because you got to include Supergirl's special effects, the Flash's special effects, Silver Banshee's special effects, as well as Livewire's special effects. Would have cost a lot to make this episode, so I can understand why they tried to reduce the amount of time that Flash was in it, and there was more Barry instead of the Flash. But this does open the door. Like, obviously Cara probably just wants to meet with Barry again and just fight with him and try and save his Earth maybe in the next time they meet. But I don't think this will be the last Flash Supergirl crossover we get. We might get Flash coming back over to the Supergirl sooner than Supergirl goes over to the Flash. But they have been talking about it in the press over the last week or so in regards to more crossovers between the two. So yeah, strap yourselves in, might I say, and prepare for more crossovers like this, which is good because I really enjoyed this episode. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave your opinions in the comment section below. What did you think of the crossover? Did you really enjoy? Did you like, it was okay? Leave your favourite bits in the comment section below. Like, did you like the Flash and Supergirl fight? Did you like the Flash and Supergirl race? What was your favourite bit? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you are new, I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.